Hello, everyone, and welcome to Nerd Collision. I'm Eddie, that's Ray, that's Britt, and today we're going to be giving our spoiler review of Miss Marvel Episode 2 titled Crushed. Oh my gosh, that's all I could think of for that.
Okay. Shit.
All right, guys. So if you have not been able to watch this episode of Miss Marvel, that's okay. Go ahead and pause this video, watch the episode, come back here and listen to our review. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get right into it. And this recap is actually being brought to us by marvel.com and it was written by Rachel Page. Now, beginning in this episode, Kamalakhan is feeling great. Following the cosmic chaos of AvengerCon, and whatever her newfound powers might be, she's feeling on top of the world. And sure, maybe her parents might still be severely disappointed in her, but you know what? She's going to take this little W. Arriving at school, she breezes through the hallway like she's never done before and no longer feels invisible. And then smack, she completely walks into a tall, dreamy student. But there's no time to gaze after him because Bruno is freaking out. He can't figure out what's happening in any of the videos Kamala has been sending him and needs a full debrief on her powers. On her own time, Kamala's been trying to figure out just exactly what she can do. Turns out she can't talk to ants, which means she doesn't have Ant-Man's powers, even though she's charming and looks way younger than she actually is. But there's still no time to even dwell on that, as everyone in the hallways is watching Zoe's latest live stream. Zoe is so thankful that she was saved at AvengerCon from impending doom and will tell anyone who listens all about it. When one of the other students asks which superhero saved her, she pauses for a moment before declaring, Nightlight. Kamala isn't thrilled with the name, but there's still no time to figure that out because Zoe's decided to have a party to celebrate her being saved, and she's just invited the tall, dreamy new student, Kamran. You know what, Kamala, Bruno, and Nakia should go to that party too. Now, this is very interesting to see Kamala come in on this brand new high with this brand new ability that she has. Bruno is still trying to be a good friend to help her out and figure out everything. And now we have a new player with Kamran entering the frame. So, what do you guys think about this beginning of the episode?
Mhm.
Okay.
Now, this is where shit lost me. When she runs into the boy. I know I didn't hear bad boy. It made me feel so good. I thought I was dreaming. I thought it was the heat. I was like, you know what? Let me rewind that part. Because I think I am delusional and lost in my own world. I was like, how the hell did P. Diddy get in this damn... I was just like, who is making these song choices? First, we have Saturday as the theme song.
Not Saturday.
Who made that choice? Now we're getting P. Diddy. Now, if Tupac, somehow his music shows up in this show, I'm going to be like, I quit. Is she gonna be like, Thug Love? Like, what's going on? What is happening? What's happening? Now, I am happy that she was happy saying, I got powers. I don't know what else I can do, but, and, here's where they lost me again as I watched it. What is this crystal thing? What is this?
The hard light construct? Is that what you're referring to?
No, when did she learn that? When did she do that? No.
So
Like
you're not a fan
Spider-Man
of the
and
hard
shit.
light
Like
construct.
in shape of concrete.
Oh shit.
Marvel towers activate. Shape of rocks.
Stop.
Go ahead, Ray, because I'm still everything.
Opening was cute. Like I said, like Kamala is like this kind of quirky, corny kind of character. So the song choice for me actually fit it fit her. Like when I was saying it, it was really cute. At first, I was thinking it was something all in her head, but no, it's actually really happening. And then you have old girl who got hit by the hammer. That still is like funny in my mind. Just seeing her swing back and forth on the hammer. Recounting the event. She kind of reminds me she's like Spider-Man's version of a Flash. Just making all about her or whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I think Kamala feels encouraged a little bit. To hear the admiration she's getting from this character. Yeah, that superhero name, and it's spread like wildfire apparently. I'm not really feeling it, so hopefully they'll get that straightened out before this series it ends or last episode, whatever. And then we get like a new character who's cute, a little young.
It made me feel so good. It made me feel so good.
It was
Yeah,
cute though.
yeah. Go ahead.
It does feel, excuse me, true to the comics. I say it's like a teenager, on top of the superhero stuff. Teenagers get to high school, so of course they bring in a new male character. So not to see that again. I see that her friends are. It's interesting to see. Like I said, Willow couldn't really see any of the footage, or you couldn't get a good reading on it. But it's a cute little opening for the show.
Okay. All right, you guys. With that being said, we'll go ahead and move on to the next part of this episode. Now, after lunch, excuse me, Kamala and Bruno sneak away to the theater so she can show him her powers in real life. That's amazing. How does it feel? He asks, to which Kamala can only stare back at her light powers in amazement, like an idea come to life. However, even ideas need a little work. Like any good budding superhero, Kamala's got to go through training. Cue the montage. She quickly learns she does not have super strength, nor can she successfully do push ups. After running some tests on her, Bruna deduces that her newfound power isn't coming from the bangle itself, but from Kamala. The bangle just somehow unlocked these powers, and the power she got causes her to create hard light? Yeah, so let's call it hard light. After lots and lots of trial and error and a few injuries, Bruno included, Kamala can successfully create this hard light and jump from level to level on it. Nice. Now, while she might have new powers, that doesn't excuse her from missing prayer at mosque. And of course, Kamala and Nakia are late. The two rush in and quickly get ready, but they are frustrated by the old facilities. The women's bathroom is falling apart, there's mold under the carpet, and they can barely hear Sheikh Abdullah at the front of the mosque. Nakia is visibly upset about it, and after I mentioned that nominations for the mosque board are still open, Kamala suggests that her best friend should run for it. Change has to start somewhere. Though things are still tense at home, Kamala once again apologizes to her mom for sneaking and then asks if she can go to Zoe's. Muniba is happy to let her go because this isn't going to be a VentureCon 2 situation, and she has to come back home through the front door. Now, breaking right here, this was pretty interesting to see Kamala and Nakia at mosque and seeing how that's set up. I know a lot of people may not have ever seen um, been inside a mosque or like see how it's structured, and also to see how disappointing it was that the women's section was just so poorly maintained and everything like that. And then we also get to see Kamala's mom opening up a little bit, allowing her to, have a little bit more freedom after the whole AdventureCon situation. But what did you guys think about this part of the episode?
Are we a video game?
Oh man,
is that what we're doing? We're calling it hard light. That's what we're doing. We're calling it hard light. So we're not gonna call it crystals or crystal rock. We're just gonna call it hard light. I can hear the Super Mario coins now. Like he's going up in the clouds, getting ready to run and be a squirrel and shit. That's what I see in my head. Like, and like she's gonna hit, and it's gonna be a damn flower or something like that. That's what I felt watching that. Now, I do understand her mom still being mad because my mom was mad when I snuck off to the mall when I was 14, and I got home before she did, but I couldn't lie to her, so I told her. So that was stupid of me, but I understand her mom because kids are going to try to sneak out. They're going to want to have their freedom. They're going to want to have their independence. They're going to want to explore life to the fullest.
Right.
Which is why I say, look out for your kids, but don't restrict them from everything.
Right.
As I said before, with all these Bible kids who don't get to watch TV, don't get to explore the internet, and don't get to do anything really fun, they break out and do some crazy ass shit.
Always.
I.e. 19 and counting, but I agree. But like, don't restrict them so much. And her mom is not doing that. She just wants her to be safe. Just don't restrict her so much to where she's gonna do it again. Or she's gonna go and sneak out and do shit. Because, if your kid says, Mom, there's this party I want to go to, and me, I'll be like, okay, go. Be home around midnight. I want my kid to experience that. Yeah. And then once you experience the bullshit of high school parties, you ain't gonna want to do shit again.
Right.
But that's my take on it. And then like the women's section being in disarray, that's just ridiculous. I didn't like that at all. I'm like, I don't know why straight men continue to try to rule the world because it's not going to happen anymore. It's done.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ray.
It was nice seeing Kamala again. I've said it before. I don't agree with the direction that they went with her powers. And when Bruno said that part, the powers come from the place that's come from inside her. Like that whole thing felt like a roundabout way of them kind of circumventing the whole inhuman thing. So again, it feels a very runabout. But again, for the sake of advancing of moving the story along, I acknowledge it.
Right.
And like I said, it feels very. It feels like they could have went another direction. Just gave her inhuman powers, but whatever. It was cute though to see her, like train everything. Helping her out. That was cute. So we had to waste a lot of time of her trying to get an understanding of her powers. We're jumping right into it, and she's like, figuring this out. Which I like that we're jumping right into it. Again, I also love that we're expanding on different cultures and in the Marvel universe. We're getting, like I said, we're getting Arabic and everything. That their religion and culture. The whole thing. I never seen them off like in person. I've only seen them portrayed like on TV and movies.
Mm-hmm.
But we see like they have the sexual thing. The man up front, just having a good old time, and the woman, like the bathroom was falling apart. That's like the whole thing is in disarray. And I'm loving that we're seeing like her friend speak out about it.
Right.
And I love that we're just showing the culture. I feel that they're, at least from my perspective, they're being very respectful of it. Excuse me, but also showing a female character speaking up about the traditions and how things are run within how things are run, how things can be better. I love that they had a female character, a young female character at that, speak out about it. Also, again, I want to point out there's a difference between the older generation and new generation. We have the younger girls like on the selfies and everything. Yeah, that was kind of like ratchet. You're in the church and you're doing all that. So I
Mm-hmm.
gave kudos to the older one for taking the phones away, just for that.
Mm-hmm.
But I also I like that we're seeing different perspectives. We're seeing traditional for kind of like more like new age, and that's wonderful to see too. And when Kamala nominates her friends to run, again, I like that. Again, like you have female characters speaking out, also female characters empowering each other. So that was really nice to see as well. Um, but yeah, that second part, like I said, it was cute.
Okay. All right. Absolutely, guys. Yeah, that was it. Like you guys were saying, like to see how in much disarray that section of the mosque was for the women. It was just like why do straight men do the shit that they do and think they like just get away with it? Like it is so exhausting.
And I'm straight and I'm tired of straight men shit. Damn, I'm trying to find a good one and shit.
Just trash. Just trash.
From your lips to God's ears. Praise Allah.
Oh my gosh, you guys. But with that being said, we'll go ahead and move on to the next part of this episode, where we end up at Zoe's party. Now, Zoe's party is awesome and everyone is there, including Kamran. He's climbed up to the top of Zoe's pool house and dives into it amid screams and cheers. Climbing out, he walks over to Kamala, Bruno, Nakia, Paul, and Miguel, who can't stop hovering around Nakia, and introduces himself. Kamala is so taken aback by this mysterious boy to say much of anything. When the cops suddenly show up to break up the party, Kamran offers up his car so they all get away safely. En route to home, Kamala and Kamran talk back and forth in the front seat, and Bruno can't help but try to insert himself into the conversation every chance he gets. However, when the two start talking about Bollywood, Bruno is at a loss. Dropping everyone off at the Circle Q, Bruno suffers another setback when Kamran calls him Brian. Ouch. As for Kamala, though, Kamran gives her his number. Do you know what this calls for? A full on dance number. Returning home, Kamala literally waltzes through the living room using everything as a prop and eventually a drink pouch as a microphone. By the time she's arrived upstairs in her bedroom, she's seeing hearts and stars, only made better when Kamran asks if she wants to hang out and have a driving lesson next week. Now, this part of the episode was cute and fun to watch, but I don't think that Kamala um, is in the best hands with Kamran. I'm still kind of side eyeing him a little bit, especially coming in as a senior to this new school. But what do you guys think?
I was like, are these her powers manifesting like she's dancing? Is she like she's dancing and there's like a songs in her head and shit like that, and everything is all colorful and beautiful? I'm like, are her powers doing that, or is she imagining that shit? I don't know. But that was, I will admit, that was cute. Just to like have a boy that you're crushing on suddenly say, hey, give you driving lessons. And she's all like, oh my God, yeah. Like, oh my God. Like, yay. She was pretty much doing this.
Copyright.
It's so nice. That's what she was doing.
That's what she.
But it was cute.
Yes, it was.
Go ahead, Ray.
It was very cute. Like I said, on top of like this old superhero aspect, we do have like a teen, show, going to high school, and everything like that. Um, Interesting. The new character is interesting too. I feel like they gravitate towards each other, at least for me at that moment, because they're both of Arabic, heritage and race. So it feels like someone of your own, you know, culture and everything to gravitate towards. That they said it's like hit it off right off the bat, have things to talk about, to see. Now Bruno feeling jealous. I wonder if it comes from him have his own feelings for her, or him not trusting the new guy so much. That is his good friend. But with stuff like that, you like see how it plays out. Him caring more for her than just a friend. So there's that. But yeah, the whole little dance sequence, her at home, her imagination. I like that. I feel like I like that kind of like the way they did that. Like they've been doing that since episode one. I heard like little cutaways, and I heard like they established early on. She's like in her own little world and everything. She doodles and daydreams. So seeing that kind of like being physically visualized and represented was just a cute way to move the story along. But yeah, I'm interested to see this. I can't remember his name, but how he plays into the show and what his involvement with Kamala is going to be and where it does it go. So I feel that was very interesting. I feel like it's something you to watch out for and see what happens next.
All right, absolutely. All right, guys, we'll go ahead and move on to the next part of the episode. Now, Kamala might feel like she's on cloud nine, but her new budding powers have other things to say. After class, her nose starts glowing and she rushes out of the room and heads to the bathroom, with Nakia quickly following behind. Kamala complains to her best friend that she feels like things are changing so fast and laments to Nakia that she's making it look so easy. Whoa, whoa, Nakia disagrees. She's just come to the understanding that she doesn't need to prove anything to anyone, and more importantly, she's officially decided to run for the mosque board. Bruno is also dealing with changes, as Mr. Wilson tells him that he got into the immersion program at Caltech. If he wants to, he can spend the next semester living in California and going to class and working in the labs on the campus. The first person Bruno wants to talk to this about is obviously Kamala. He goes rushing out of the school to find her, but she's got other things on her mind. Kamran is waiting for her so the two can go driving. Sorry, Bruno, but not right now. Kamala and Kamran stop to grab a bite to eat where they bond over the fact that their moms both have crushes on Bollywood star Kingo. This is cut short when Kamala spots Amir and his fiancee Taisha outside. Even though they try to avoid him, it's no use, and Amir comes in to say hello, and Kamala introduces Kamran as their cousin. Amir is suspicious, but it quickly fades. At dinner, the family reminisces about Amir growing up and explains to Taisha that he went through a goth phase. This leads to a conversation about Yusuf and Muniba agreeing to move to America so their children could be anything they wanted to be. As for Yusuf and Muniba, both of them grew up in Karachi, but Muniba's family only moved there after the partition. Talking about the partition is too much for Muniba, who excuses herself to head to the kitchen. That's when Yusuf leans in to tell Taisha a story that clearly Amir and Kamala have heard 100 times by now. Muniba's mother, Sana, was separated from her family shortly before the last train left the station in the city during partition. Though her father tried to find her, he couldn't in the crowd, but the story has a happy ending, at least for Sana. According to her, she always said that she followed a trail of stars right back to her father. That's when Taisha asks about Sana's mother, but no one knows about what happened to her that night. As Yusuf finishes his story, things get weird for Kamala as suddenly the bangle starts acting up. She's blinded by lights and sees a vision of a mysterious woman standing in front of her. Next thing you know, Kamala is lying flat on her back after passing out with Muniba throwing water on her face, asking, "Did you not eat enough or did you eat too much?" Upstairs, Kamala calls her grandmother Sana, and Sana immediately asks the grandmother questions like, "Why don't you write to me?" Kamala's got an agenda, though, and needs to ask about the bangle. Sana confirms that the bangle Kamala is now wearing used to belong to her mother, Aisha, but she's already said too much and hangs up. Later, when Kamala asks her mother about it, Muniba's disposition immediately changes. That woman brought shame on our entire family. And when Kamala presses, Muniba tells her to let it go. Now, this is a very interesting scene. Hearing about Muniba's family, about their move from Karachi to America, and getting a little backstory, just a little bit. But obviously, this really upset Muniba a lot, just mentioning it. But what did you guys think about this part of the episode?
I need to know about this great grandmother. Something's going on to where she is vilified.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Kamala's mom doesn't want to talk about her. They're telling the story, but like, something happened. Like, so Kamala's is it great or just great? Let's see, hold on. Kamala, her mom, her mom's mom, her mom's mom. So great grandmother
Mm-hmm.
did something because her daughter was lost, and you follow the trail of stars to the father. So we need to know what happened to her.
Right.
And how she brought shame upon the family. Like, what did she do to a magnitude where shame was brought upon their family? That is what I would like to find out. And the bracelets are reacting to this story. So somehow the bracelets have something to do with this.
Right.
Like, what are they reacting to? And then did it turn out that the bracelets gave her powers or that they enhanced her powers that she already had?
As far as we know now, that's what, like I said, in the beginning of the episode, that's what Bruno was saying. Like, the powers kind of inside her. So we're to believe that the bracelet is breaking out whatever is already inside her, which again, it feels like a roundabout way of saying she already had like powers. But as far as we can tell now, that's what they're implicating, that the powers she already had. The bracelet, though, is kind of like basically, I would say like it's equivalent of like a wand. It's a tool to help her, I think, use her powers. That's my theory, at least for right now, about her powers.
Okay. Because she's like Wanda in a way, because Wanda was already a witch. She didn't know it. It's that the Infinity Stone enhanced what she already was, even though she probably didn't need the damn Infinity Stone to begin with. She would have already been powerful on her own. It just unlocked the power she already had.
Right.
That caused so much shit. But I digress. Go ahead, Ray.
Yeah, so we picked up also I was gonna say I never said the first episode. The guidance counselor, I love him. I wish my guidance counselor was that cool. You know, you got in,
Same.
you stay there, the snapping, bus, another bus. It was fun. But also we see Bruno kind of like not pulling away from the decision, but struggling with it. I think he's like coming to terms with how he feels about Kamala and where that would leave him if he was to go, you know, to California for this program.
Right.
But like the council was saying, this is a major opportunity, especially going to public schools. Like, you know, those are there's a public school kids on this get opportunity like that. So I like that they kind of displayed that, you know, that conflict with him. You know, of course he wants to tell Kamala, but Kamala is kind of like, you know, she's not aware of these feelings that he's, you know, developing, or at least I'm assuming he's developing for her. Seeing them again, I like seeing Kamala talk to someone, talk to him, you know, can have like these things in common. Seeing the brother now, when I saw the brother's wife, I said, "Oh, wow, you better get you a sister." Yes, that was cute. I said, "Oh, I'm here for this, yay!" And the fact that he was on video, now the brother was thrown out suspicion, but the sister-in-law, she knew. He ain't no family, but I see you, girl. I'm not going to spill your secrets. Go ahead, Mom. It was just like a cute moment.
Yes.
And seeing the family had dinner together again. I like that Kamala and her mom are working. You know, she's mad at her for seeking out, but you know, they're finding their way back again, which I think is very relatable for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Especially young people and their parents. So you know, they feel like they're on opposite sides. Too. Oh, also, I want to, before I get to that scene, I do again want to commend the show for the conversation she had with her friend in the bathroom. You know, like her struggles as far as like I think that was such a powerful moment of them talking about her wearing the hijab and why she wears it.
Right.
You know, I am no way an expert on their culture and everything, but I have heard stories about, you know, the reasons vary why people wear that. And you know, she could pass for white and everything, but it's important for her to wear that to identify with like her culture. So I understood that completely, and I was respect give kudos to the show for having a conversation. I think she's a great friend. I'm hoping to see more of her. I'm hoping Kamala tells her about her powers. So far, the person who knows is Bruno. So hopefully, we can see we can let her in on the secret too. But seeing the family have their moments together and tell stories again was very cute, very nice. And yeah, the rest of reacting and her having these, you know, her powers are like, you know, at school they're like exposing, and then at home she's having this vision. Because they're going a different route with her powers, I want to see where this leads to. How they want to, like they're taking liberties with how they're addressing it. But what I want to know is like, to what end? What are we going to see come out of this? And also about the great grandmother, like Brett saying, like what, why is she such like a taboo subject to talk about? Like I said, we've seen with this with so far with only 2 episodes in, but we've seen there's so like a generational type of like difference in between what constitutes things on the show. So what did this great grandmother supposedly do that caused so much shame? And like I said, when Kamala brought up with her mom, her whole position did change. She didn't want to like, you know, um, talk about it. And you know, the grandma obviously knew something, but she didn't want to get much into it either. So I wonder how we're going to find out more, given such that older generations are so unwilling to even have a discussion about it. So I wonder how are we going to go about getting information about this grandmother and what she or whatever she did or didn't do. But it was nice to see that play out. And I mean, like I said, aside from that, it was like I really like the family moments that we saw and the
Hmm.
friend moments too. I think it was done very well, and it helps move the story along.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, I'm enjoying all this information. I did like the fact that they included the situation with the partition that happened. They give that little historical context into it, and that conversation about history being written by the oppressors. I like that they included that
Oh
in the
yes,
show.
girl, completely
Because
relatable.
yeah, hey.
I mean, let's have
Yeah,
a conversation about it. Like
yeah, yeah. We see each other.
that
you
that very
know.
part right there, Eddie. That very part right there. I said, girl, they are hitting nails today on the head. Thank
Yes,
you. Speak
yes.
on it.
Hey, you gotta say it sometimes. So, oh my. Alrighty, guys. Well, with that, we'll go ahead and move on to this next part of the episode where we catch up with damage control. Now, over at the Department of
Mm.
Damage Control, Agent clearly walks in to talk to Zoe. His first question is if she's the Zoe Zimmer, because the entire Department of Damage Control office loves her video about low calorie popcorn. This is just enough to butter her up, no pun intended, as Agent clearly goes into asking about Avenger Con, how much fun she must have had, and how the enhanced individual tried to kill her. Whoa, whoa. The enhanced individual didn't try to kill Zoe, she saved her. Agent Cleary asks if Zoe did it all for the likes, which she denies. Agent Deaver then enters the room, asking Zoe if she can describe what the enhanced individual looks like. After some leading questions to Zoe, the two damage control agents settle on sweeping the tri state area and searching every temple, community center, and mosque. Now, this episode was very interesting, and I don't know if a lot of people caught it, but Agent clearly did make a remark about surveying all mosques in the tri-state area, and I don't know if a lot of people know this, but after 9/11 happened, and this is historical fact, you can go. There are plenty of news articles.
Google.
Yeah,
Is
where
your
the
friend.
yeah, where different police departments, especially the FBI, would literally have informants go to different mosques to survey all types of mosque goers within the Muslim community and entrap them as plotting to carry out terrorist attacks when they weren't even plotting anything. There are certain individuals who actually went to jail on false charges when they weren't even planning any type of terrorist attack. So this actually happens, and in some cases, unfortunately, is still happening within the Muslim community. But I'm really damage control, especially when we seen from Spider-Man Far From Home,
Yeah.
or not Far From Home,
No way home.
No Way Home. Thank you. They're really getting into a lot of the business that's going on with superheroes right now, and I'm wondering if this is what we're going to see the federal government do whenever we finally get mutants into the MCU. Maybe this is just like a sign of things to come. But what did you guys think about this little part of the episode?
I hate damage control. I don't like the
Okay.
FBI either.
Yeah.
Because y'all saying you're gonna surveillance all the Musk and stuff like that. Number
Hmm.
one, you should have been surveilling your own damn people. Because let's be really honest with all the mass school. school shootings and everything else, they've mostly been white. So y'all should have been surveilling your own damn people instead of everybody else of color. And then look what happens. But I digress. Yep, that was a little bit of truth telling there. And now, was damage control there for Spider-Man No Way Home?
See.
Did they clean all that up?
See.
I mean, they were there to, like, you know, point the finger at Peter and everything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, and now you're doing all this shit for what? Like, you're supposed to be damage control. You're supposed to be cleaning up the mess, doing the PR. That's what damage control is. Why are you getting into everything else? That ain't your damn business.
See.
And it's going to become a problem because the Accords, aren't the Accords still in effect?
To my knowledge.
I believe so.
Number one, let's get rid of those altogether.
Yeah.
Like, or, you know, revise it a lot where you don't restrict them from saving your ass, because your ass will need to be saved. So let's rewrite all of that, because now here's this girl, you know, just trying to figure out who she is and all that stuff. And you're asking this, I don't want to say Lindsay Lohan looking type. You're asking this Lindsay Lohan type if she knows who it is and stuff like that. Like, number one, you're scaring her. Number two, why are you asking these questions? Like, I don't like that shit at all. You don't need to be surveilling Muslim people. You don't need to be surveilling black people either, because you now have a black Captain America and you're going to deal with that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, thing is, I just want to know, what timeline are we in? Like, when does this take place? I know it's after Endgame. Everything is after Endgame. We've seen that. What year are we in?
Oh, gosh.
Are we in 25? Are we in 24? Are we in 26? They should have never did this dumbass 5-year gap. It should have been, hey, look, we're going to release Avengers in 2019. Let's just say that all the movies took place, you know, we have 2012 and 2014 and 2016. Let's just say that, you know, this also took place in 2015 or something like that, so we can jump to 2019 to make shit sense. But I digress on that. I just didn't like the whole damage control thing. That was just like, that was too much.
Mm-hmm.
I understood what the writers and stuff are trying to do, because that's reality.
Yeah.
But people need to wake up and see that reality at this point. And that's what they're trying to do. So I do like that in a sense, but I don't like them trying to surveillance every person of color's shit. We're not going to do that here, Rupert. No, Rupert. We're not doing that.
Right.
Go ahead, Ray.
Yeah, that whole damage control scene was just, it was aggravating. Like I said, this is the second time we're already seeing them, and like the first time was in No Way Home, where they did primarily target Peter. And of course, they went after everyone who knew Peter, but like this is the second time we're seeing them going after children. Now this time, like again, seeing these authoritative figures question this girl, where her parents, as triggering. You know, kind of like the little undertones that they were throwing out there were also very bothering. Again, like Rick said, they're doing that on purpose to speak to a larger audience. You know, life and art imitates life and everything. But yeah, it was just annoying. The male officer, and I wonder how much more how much more are we going to see of them Russo going forward in the MCU
Hmm.
and what role they're going to play? But yeah, that was it. Was you know them automatically assuming it's mosque or someone of Muslim descent and everything. So like I feel like it just rubbed me the wrong way. The way they went about questioning the girl, the
Yeah.
assumptions that they were making, it hit a little too close to home. And again, I get that I believe that was very much intentional. But yeah, I'm interested, but also wondering, like, a little with annoying, is how much more are we going to deal with Down Control going forward, and what role are they going to have to play?
Yeah.
So again, the girl, again, I forget her name. You know, she set to no avail. She wasn't trying. The girl, Miss Marvel didn't try to kill her. She tried to save her. She did save her,
Hmm.
Oh,
they
Zoe
want,
101.
and they're spinning it to their own ends. So, and like I said, you also wonder with these type of situations when the authoritative figures are the ones using their powers, who's going to check them? Does
Right.
it really feel like they're like going, they're doing their thing in the name of that? I guess whatever you can call it justice or doing the right thing, but I feel they're abusing their power. I said that whole scene just kind of rubbed me the wrong way, which again I know was intentional and they succeeded in that. So I'm interested to see what comes of Damage Control, not just during the duration of this show, but in the MCU, and if they're going to play like a larger part. But both the male and female officer were both dicks, and they uh annoyed my spirit.
Absolutely. I agree with that 110%. All right, guys. Well, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and move into the finale of this episode. And this is where we catch up with our hero at Eid Mubarak. Now, over at the mosque, the celebration is in full swing, but Bruno wonders if he's dressed too bright. But there's no time to talk about that, as Nakia has a larger plan. The whole mosque is here and has nothing to do but eat and gossip. So she, Kamala, and Bruno have to canvass the whole area for her mosque board campaign. Kamala's got dibs on the Illuminati's, or excuse me, the Illuminatis, while Nakia is going after her white whale, Yusuf Khan. After a very convincing speech reminding Yusuf about Nakia and Kamala's bright future, his vote is swayed. Kamala is trying to get information from the Illuminatis, and it's not good. The aunties are eager to gab about her great grandmother, but do not have nice things to say. It's things like she was a snake, she put a curse on the family, she had secret affairs, and Aunt Ruby says she even heard Aisha killed a man once. Meanwhile, a young boy has decided to scale the Moss Tower in search of the perfect selfie.
Dumbass.
Though he's snapping all the right angles, he quickly loses his footing and falls out of the window, barely grabbing onto the curtain. His screams echo across the celebration, and Kamala realizes that she's got to jump into action. Without hesitation, she races to go change into her homemade Captain Marvel costume and climbs up the mosque herself. The crowd quickly spots Nightlight moving towards the boy, and obviously, everyone starts snapping pictures. Via her hard light platforms, Kamala makes it closer to the boy, but gravity is too much and he falls right into Kamala. Thankfully, she's mastered her powers just enough to create a big, hard light platform for the two of them to stand on, and the crowd cheers from down below. That's when the bangle starts acting up again. Kamala sees another vision with a mysterious woman from before, and though she tries her best, the hard light platform falls apart and the boy falls some feet into a parked car below. At this, Kamala runs. She finds herself in an alley, thinking she's made it to safety, but that's when a suspicious drone shows up. And then 2 more drones show up, and then all of damage control. Needing to flee, Kamala uses her heart-like platforms to jump over them and lands onto the other side of the van when a car pulls up. To Kamala's shock, Kamran is driving it and instructs her to get in. Speeding off to safety, a woman in the backseat says she's excited to finally meet her. And to Kamala's surprise, it's the same woman she's been seeing in her visions. I'd like you to meet my mom, Kamran says. And that's where we end the episode. So we got to see Kamala use her powers a little bit more. And then all of a sudden, Damage Control has these drones that can follow her around. Not sure where they got that tech from. And now we get to meet Kamran's mom, who is the woman that Kamala is seeing in these mysterious visions that she's having. But what did you guys think about this ending of this episode?
I wouldn't be surprised if that is the great grandmother. That somehow, because she's supposed to be either dead or really, really old, but she disappeared. Somehow she kept her looks, or she's immortal or something.
Mm-hmm.
Something that either the bracelets did or something that's she already had a power over. I think that's going to be great grandma. And then it's going to be gross because that would be Kamala's grandmother's like brother. That would be Kamala's great uncle. Girl. I mean, I hope it's not the great grandmother, but I got a sneaking suspicion that it is.
Okay.
And that something happened to where she abandoned her family and got another one. So, girl, you got a crush on your uncle? Oh. I feel sorry for you, girl, if that does turn out to be your uncle. Or maybe she's like a deity or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that's not the great grandmother. Got a sneaking suspicion that it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then, where the fuck did I got a theory.
Okay.
Like, since when did Damage Control have all these drones and shit?
Exactly.
I think a little miss. I got pardoned in Captain America and the Winter Soldier. I think she's been selling shit.
Okay.
And now Damage Control has the drones that can do all this shit. How much you want to bet it's either going to be AIM or Stark Technology?
Okay.
It's going to be one of the two. Rhodey better figure some shit out. So that's all I'm saying. And, yeah, you know, we don't talk about Bruno. No. I know he's been jealous throughout this entire thing with, what's his name? Conran. Okay. I know Bruno is jealous. I mean, that's his best friend. Like, he talks to her, but I think he secretly likes her too.
Yeah.
And that this new guy is here. Well, you guy might not be here long because it could be her uncle. Her great uncle. So, like, Bruno's probably going to get unjealous real quick. But, yeah. Something's going on. I'm hoping that's not great grandma. But I think it might be great grandma. There's about to be a whole lot of worms open. I can't wait. That's the part I got excited about. Like, ooh, bitch, we are about to sit down and have a red table dinner conversation. Go ahead, Ray.
Interesting to see. I liked them teaming up. You know, kind of like get to town. After Miles, get ready to vote for her for the board. I love that she's going for it. She's I love the conversation she had with the dad too. I like Kamala trying to get information from the aunties, and I feel like a lot of that is overblown. Like I say it's oh, this person heard this thing, this person heard that, and I think a lot of it was like has been overblown, and the rumors they spread around from generation to generation, things get overblown. That's my theory for that. I think now when the one aunt said that she thinks she heard that she had killed someone, I'm thinking that may be true, but not what they think it was.
I think that's true.
Especially if this great grandmother had like this bracelet and also had these powers. I think there's more to it than what we're seeing right now. Um, it was nice seeing Kamala, kind of step up, use her powers. It was kind of a little bumpy. The boy kind of he tumbled, like he's hitting tree branches as he was falling, and he got to the car.
Mhm.
It was funny, but I'm happy she's able to step up too. And I'm guessing damage control is using technology, like they probably out there how they got there so fast. They look checking for hashtags or anything, and once they ever because they show everybody taking their phone taking pictures and videos. That's probably figured out where she was. And I'm to see her use her power some more. Um, she destroyed one of the drones, and she got away from DOJ. Now the fact that she's able to go over there to the other side of the van, how they not see that car pull up and pull out literally on the other side? Like, what were they
See,
doing when
Like it's invisible and shit.
like
right.
they just stood there like what she did? I don't know, but yeah. And I didn't register at first when she had that vision. I believe that is the grandmother. Now I do not believe the woman in the car is her grandmother. I don't think they're gonna go a whole Game of Thrones route here. I
Oh
pray that
shit.
they don't. But if that is the same woman that showed in the vision, she obviously knows. I think she knows. They both know more about Kamala than what we have seen so far. So I'm thinking we're gonna get some answers, more answers about this bracelet, and hopefully these visions she's been having, and we see how that plays out too. Um, but yeah, like I said, a nice ending. Like I said, I think things are gonna be. I said they wasted no time. They kind of like really like jumping right into it, and I'm liking that. So we see how it plays out in the over the next couple episodes. But I don't think that woman in the car was her grandmother. I think that's his mom, but she knows something about, if not Kamala, then the bracelet and the bangle. She knows something about that. Maybe she does know something about the grandmother too. Maybe she herself has had the bangle and maybe has powers too. We don't know, but I think there's definitely more to it that we're going to see. Um, Overall, though, it was a nice ending. Like I said, I don't expect Kamala to be perfect yet with using her powers. So for them to show that she is a little, still a little shaky around the edges, I think that's a good thing for them to show. So to show that it takes time to kind of get into it, and hopefully as episodes go on, she gets better control, and we find out more about the history of this bangle and also these visions she's been having. What does it mean?
Right. Alrighty, yeah, this was a very interesting way to end the episode. Yeah, damage control can keep it if they're if they're just that in depth. I mean, Kamala's literally just had these abilities for just a few days now. Like she hasn't even like fully harnessed them yet, and she was still able to evade them. So
She hasn't even walked
yeah,
the runway yet.
literally,
Shit.
if you think about it. So, but yeah, I'm very interested in Cameron's mother and see what she reveals because I feel like we're going to get a lot more information regarding the bangles. I'm still trying to like guess if they're the nega bands or quantum bands. Um, but yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what that all is. Uh, but yeah, guys, with that being said, before we wrap up, any other final thoughts in this episode?
I hope these bangles are just temporary. Like they help her like control her powers, but like I want them to break and just go full damn force. Let's see the Kamala without the bangles.
Yeah.
Like we've been seeing. Like she wears like cute bracelets and stuff, but with these, what if they break? Is she still gonna have her powers? Because if she does, she can just unleash it and do whatever.
Right.
That's what I want to see. I really hope this ain't her great grandma, dog, because if it is,
it's gonna be so awkward. I might just log off if I'm being honest with you guys.
Kamala, you can't be kissing your great uncle. You can't be doing that shit. Absolutely not. That's my final thought.
I'm just waiting for more information, and hopefully, like I said, we'll see what this all leads to. I'm ready for more information about this bracelet and its origins. What does it mean? And I'm thinking like when you they show like the promo art, like the poster, they show like her like from the comic book sitting on like top of like the street light. You get in her actual Miss Marvel costume. I'm trying to remember whether or not she had the bracelet on during like I have to go back and look at the picture see if she's wearing her bracelet still. But like I said, if this is like her power and the bracelet bangle does unlock it, then hopefully it will come a time when she won't need it. Like I said, I feel like this is like a whole like roundabout way of them kind of. I mean, if they do all this just for them to reveal that she isn't a human, then I ain't gonna feel a way about that because they could have just said that from the start and just did it directly. So we'll see. But I'm interested to learn more about it and what does it all mean.
Okay. Is she gonna do embiggen? Like embiggen, girl.
I hope. Like, I don't know how that would work.
We saw like her do the arm when she saved the girl.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. Like I said, I don't want to speculate too far as it's so early on, but hopefully like I said, I want to learn more about her powers in this and what the bracelet is before anything else. Regardless of what happens, if they keep it or don't keep it, I mean, since they introduced it, I want to know more about it.
Right. Absolutely. All right, guys. With that being said, we'll go ahead and wrap up this episode of our review of Miss Marvel, episode 2. But with that being said, go ahead and like and subscribe here to our YouTube channel. Also, comment down below. Let us know what you guys thought about this episode of Miss Marvel. Also, remember, click the bell button for notifications so that you know whenever we have new videos here on our channel. And please remember to follow Nerd Collision on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. But with that being said, once again, I'm Eddie. That's Ray.